Hello everyone, my name is Holy Knight Clown and I am back with a new in-depth video. Today's video is going to cover the performance statistics of the FAL and its attachments, as well as give a few tips and tricks and loadout builds. I have been looking forward to making this video ever since the FAL became my favorite weapon. This is really a perfect weapon for me to review as it has so many complicated traits which has made it unpopular in the casual community. Even I dreaded it for the longest time when I had to use it for missions or when I was trying to achieve my goal of unlocking every attachment for every gun. However, I'm going to try and make this weapon feel friendlier through statistical analysis and unique tips and tricks that will help you master it. As you can probably tell, this is going to be a much longer video than normal as there is just so much to cover, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. The FAL is unlocked at only 10 downs, with the 7 attachments taking 250 downs and the 6 hero weapons taking 1000 downs. The FAL is incredibly popular to use with some of the top players in the world for competitive due to its incredible potential and effectiveness that no skill barrier can hide from them. The rate of fire is one of the more complicated types, as it is of course a burst weapon. The rate of fire of the burst itself is 640 rounds per minute, which is very fast. However, it is followed up by a quarter of a second delay after every burst. This means that it can empty its standard clip capacity of 24 rounds in 4 seconds. You can equip the clip capacity mod at just 2 loadout points, which will give you an extra 2 bursts to have for backup, but in practice it really doesn't help that much. Instead, you can just reload whenever, which is no real burden considering it can do it in just 2 seconds flat, and for 2 loadout points you can get that down to 1.5 seconds. Although the FAL has ammo availability in the short term figured out, it can fall behind in the long term. You only get 60 rounds to start off with, which can be increased to 90 rounds with ammo pickups. This may tempt you to look at the starting ammo mod that for just 1 loadout point will give you an extra 48 rounds to 108. However, I don't fully recommend this mod, as I would strongly suggest saving the mod slot for a more profound attachment and running any level scavenger. Personally, I like running scavenger 3 because most of my targets are KO'd from long range and the amount of ammo you get back is insane. The aim down sights time is very good at 0.2 seconds, which will allow you to pop in and out of cover effectively. The FAL also comes with a scope that makes the gun actually usable. Like seriously, I use the scope more than I use the actual reticle, which I find to be very obstructive. The scope gives you a clear view of your target and allows you to be pinpoint accurate at all ranges. I cannot stress enough how useful the scope is. You can also equip the scope in perk that allows you to see the minimap, time, and score for just 1 loadout point. However, this mod does not come recommended. The aim strafe speed is very low at just 2 meters a second standard and 2.66 meters a second with a mod at 3 loadout points, which is a considerable increase. However, when I actually did some gameplay testing of it to see if it helped at all, especially in head-up gunfights that the FAL struggles in, I was left fairly disappointed. The FAL is tricky to use in close quarters for head-up gunfights where cover isn't available, and it's something that is beyond the movement speed. However, when cover is available, the mod can have a profound effect by allowing you to move in and out of vertical cover quickly and making you a challenging target. For this reason, the mod can be a valuable asset to you, so if you're looking for a 3-point mod, then look no further. The blind fire is kind of a joke, not because it's that bad, more because it's better than you'd expect. I mean, it still sucks, but the actual accuracy is average for the assault rifle class. It's just the burst delay that makes it cumbersome. It's a lot of fun to blind fire people with a FAL and actually get kills, but as an actual strategy, I wouldn't recommend it. There is no available blind fire mod. The accuracy and recoil, on the other hand, is godlike and is definitely one of the top aspects of this weapon. The accuracy is on the level of most snipers and the recoil is very low and controllable. This is partially down to the fact that it's a burst weapon, so it doesn't have time to lose its composure, but nonetheless it is still brilliant. If you feel like turning your FAL into a laser, you can equip the recoil mod for 4 loadout points. This is my personal favorite mod as it gives me the most control and precision. The damage in range is also one of the biggest highlights of this weapon. It will deal 17 damage to the body, allowing it to down in 6 shots up to a range of 39 meters, giving a TTK with a burst delay of 0.8125 seconds. After that, it'll down in 7 body shots indefinitely, giving you a TTK with a 2 burst delay of 1.1562 seconds. It will deal 42 damage to the head, allowing the FAL to 1 burst with either 3 consecutive headshots or 1 body shot and 2 headshots. However, whereas the 3 headshot downrange is indefinite due to the amount of space between 42 and 34, the double head body range is limited to just 39 meters. The one burst time is a breathtaking 0.2812 seconds. The silencer at 4 loadout points is a spectacular mod of this weapon and allows you to demolish multiple targets without giving away your position by reducing the sound of your shots and keeping you off the radar. It's actually counterintuitive of what you would expect with a silencer, as it actually lets you be more aggressive with a FAL, and I like to use it on close range maps. This is because you can engage targets that are unaware of your position and take advantage of their brief confusion before they figure out where you are and rush you. Now we get into the tips and tricks portion of the video, and I have a lot for you guys today. Because this weapon is so unique and Uncharted, I'm going to give you guys information that's probably only going to help you with the FAL and maybe the Raffica. The first thing is knowing your place in the match. I've talked a lot in this video about how the FAL struggles in head-up gunfights, however this doesn't mean you can't engage in them. Having a trusty sidearm or even a purchasable weapon to rely on when you need something with strong blind fire capabilities and the ability to hold its own and be reliable in head-up gunfights will completely abolish this problem. On close range maps, I find myself using the Enforcer almost as much as the FAL. The reason for the FAL's downfall in close range really comes down to the damage bubble that bounces your aim away. Even if you miss only one shot, you're going to need a complete other burst, which takes a very long time. With every burst you need, your TTK goes up dramatically. The only way you can really win a head-up gunfight with a competent opponent is if you get lucky, you get headshots, your opponent is also using an unsuitable weapon, or you're just a beast. All of this means that you should definitely consider using this weapon in a more defensive role. In fact, use this weapon in the same way that you would use something like the M14. In fact, I think of this weapon more as a burst sniper than a burst rifle. This being said, after a ton of practice, I'm getting pretty good at winning head-up gunfights with the help of Hardened 2. You also have to become familiar with the rate of fire, or more specifically, the burst delay. You may be tempted to just mash the trigger in hopes that at least one of your button presses will line up with the moment when you can actually fire, but this is a bad habit to get into. You will actually get a more consistent and faster rate of fire if you time your trigger pulls rhythmically and precise. Eventually you will feel comfortable with it and it will come naturally. In terms of aiming the FAL, it's really going to come down to practice. Before I even started using it in public matches, I would go into trials over and over again with it to learn how to land full bursts on moving targets. The best thing I can tell you is just to guide the FAL into doing what you are asking it to do. Use the recoil to your advantage to help you get headshots. After you use it enough, you will find strategies that work best for you, but it all takes practice. Although I wouldn't recommend you use a hero weapon for the FAL, the two best ones are Wraiths with the recoil and reload speed mods, and Elena's with the silencer and clip capacity mods. I have 3 recommended loadouts for you guys. The first one is a more aggressive loadout that uses the FAL with recoil, Enforcer, C4, Hardened 2, Mark on Damage 3, and Scavenger 2. The second is a more defensive or long-range loadout and is pretty much the same as the first one, however it uses Stealth 2 instead of Hardened 2 and Scavenger 3. The third is a more of a stealthy loadout that consists of the Silence FAL, Enforcer, C4, Mark on Damage 3, Stealth 2, Ghost 1, and Silence Assassin 2. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to keep the next weapon a secret because I don't want to be held to the expectation that it is 100% the next weapon I will be reviewing. However, I promise it will be another favorite of mine, and I think you guys are going to love it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Cheers.